Hello and welcome back to another Glamour video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. Today we're looking at something added in patch 7.3. These are the Summertide sets. There's both a masculine designed one and a feminine designed one. They are both gender unlocked. As you can see, the first one then is the formal outfit, which comprises of 3 pieces, some slacks, some shoes, and a nice jacket. You can actually craft these with a new Summer Light linen, which is actually something that drops in the treasure map dungeon, Vault 1 Iron, or however you want to pronounce that. And also, additionally, I think it's also added to the previous maps as well, although I'm not sure and cannot confirm that. The formal attire then is very similar to the tuxedo set that we can get, like the Best Man set, but obviously has much higher fidelity pixels actually applied to this. It looks pretty good, quite honestly. It's all gonna come down to how it dies. There's my male version of my character using a Fantasia just to give you a demonstration of how it fits on a male character, which pretty much the same thing, your tail's poking out the back if you have one. So let's move on to how this dies then. That's the ultimate question. So this is quite disappointing. So there's Snow White on one channel and then Metallic Dark Blue on the other. You'll see that only the button on the bottom of the pants, on the back of the pants rather, changes color, and it's also the same with the socks as well. So that's why you can't really see any changes other than the bow tie and the little flower in the breast pocket there on these previews. It's kind of irritating. It also means that I don't have to waste extra dyes for these preview shots, so I just dyed the top with the second palette. But we gave that demonstration. What a weird choice of double dye channel. I personally would have probably had the bottom of the shoes change color, and with the legs, I don't know, maybe some inlay design, maybe that sort of pinstripe effect, maybe change the opposite color to that. It just feels weird that the second palette is just a button. Either way, it is a fairly straightforward jacket. It's probably an upgrade from your best man's attire if you're going for like an in-game ceremony or something, you want to look posh on your character. It's a good alternative. There's not really too much else to say about this. It does look good in a variety of different metallic colors, though. It kind of gives that kind of leatherette color with, gunmetal black and things like that. It's an interesting texture. I do think that they could have done a little bit better with the second palette, especially with the waistcoat when you've basically got the same color for 2 parts there and they slightly change. It's going to be interesting to see mixing and matching potential. I'm really not sure that this is something that I will use that often, apart from at special occasions where people have ceremonies of eternal bonding. I do like it in this metallic dark blue, though. I think that looks really kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of Austin Powers a little bit for some reason, especially with the flower. But the biggest problem with this set is the second palette on the legs. Like the shoes I can kind of forgive, but the button, oh my goodness. Thankfully then, this then is the feminine set. This is the formal dress. So we've got 2 pieces for this as opposed to 3. We've got both the beautiful flowing dress and we also have the Summertide shoes as well. This also uses the Summer Light linen, which again drops from the treasure map dungeon, and of course you can get this on the market board as well, and these are all craftable level 100 3-star recipes, so you're going to need the masterworks to be able to craft them. It is quite nice. A lot of people have said this looks like the Frontier dress, although I will disagree because the Frontier dress does not have those arm ruffles. It has a really nice bow on the back. The shoes are quite nice, actually. They've got a little bow on the back of those and like a ribbon around the front. Shoes are less interesting than the actual dress for me. Big flowy dresses always have problems with clipping when it comes to your hands. Here's a male preview if you're interested to see what it looks like. Obviously closer to your chest because there's no bosoms to get in the way there. It's quite nice. So let's go through how this looks then. Fran is helping me here, looking the other way on her newly Fantasia 2 bun because she can use headpieces. Very happy with that. The primary palette is obviously the big section of color, and then the secondary palette is that very centralized rose or flower in the center, just between the breasts at the top there. Looks pretty good, actually. Nice plain colors. There's not really too much to talk about here. it makes sense, I suppose, that the flower is the second palette, but it is designed to be as simple as possible. Gunmetal Black looks amazing. It almost makes it look like PVC for some reason. I love the way that certain dyes affect textures to make them look like different textures. Looking great in Carmine Red. Yeah, it's one of those things that you shall go to the ball, Cinderella. One of those sorts of outfits. And I can imagine a lot of people mixing and matching with this. It is a certain style, though. It's definitely, you know, very formal, as the name implies, very pomp and circumstance, and may not be best suited to every situation. But if you're looking for something that looks smart and very high society, maybe for RP, this is definitely the one to go for. The second palette, I don't know if I would change it. Honestly, I'm not really sure what I would choose instead. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. It's maybe the ribbon on the back, actually. That's something I would probably change. So we've got the rose on the front. Maybe the back ribbon, that massive ribbon, could have been a different color. Looks so good in metallic ruby red and cobalt green. I love those dyes, though. You probably already know that I'm a massive fan of the new metallics in the Cosmic Exploration. Hopefully they add more dye options in the future. I don't know, I'm greedy when it comes to dyes. Because you couldn't see the shoes when I was previewing them, here's a few color demonstrations of how they change color. Primary color is actually the shoe, and the secondary is the ribbon. So if you've got a secondary as the ribbon on the shoes, why could they not have placed the secondary as the ribbon on the chest? I don't know. I think that would probably make more sense, but I guess that's how it is. They're honestly not bad sets. They're definitely fitting a particular niche. I think that niche has probably already got glamour in it, so I don't think these are necessarily going to be the most popular outfits in the game, aside from maybe seeing people buy a lot more of the formal dress than the obviously tuxedo. I do love one thing about this. This is the twirl emote from Occult Crescent, and it's a great demonstration of how flowy this dress is. Look at that. Whee! I do like the physics attached to some of these pieces. But again, you know, your arms will clip through this, as you would imagine, similar to the Fairy Tale Princess outfit. Anyway, let me know if you've got this one yet. More videos on 7.3, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.